Okay, so summary to bring us where we need to be now is that the Rebbe explained that the Yukim in the Marshal of the Alter Rebbe. He explained that there are 4 dargis in Avodas Hashem, 4 rungs, 4 steps. There's Yira Tator, the lower fear. Then Ava Zuta, the smaller love. Ava Rabba, the greater love. And then Yira Ilah, the higher awe or fear. We mentioned this is hinted in the pasuk. Eretelis Yitzchak, Ben Avram Hidelis Yitzchak. The Zohar makes the point that this enhancing the redundancy. There's 2 redundancies in the pasuk. Actually, all it had to say was Eretelis Yitzchak. That's it. Not Ben Avram, and so not Avram Hidelis Yitzchak. So Rashi gives his biurim. There's many biurim, and the Zohar explains because it's the 4 dargas we just mentioned. So how is it in the whole Aveda here? So the going out of the field and the shofar of Elul, that is Yirat Atah / Kabbalah's oil. I explained it at length in the mind, but till now, it's Kabbalah's oil because the king is not inspiring in the field. He looks like everybody else. Then, jumping ahead, explained the difference between the shofar of Elul and the shofar of Rosh Hashanah, that the shofar of Rosh Hashanah is Yira Ilah. But one cannot progress from Yira Tatah to this ultimate awe without love. So there's a lower level of love and a higher level of love. And that's hinted to in the pasuk, and this explains the questions we asked earlier in the Maimer, which you won't repeat the questions now, but just address it directly, and that is that the king responds with 2 descriptions. The first one is Sever Panim Yafos. He expresses a pleasant and gracious face, a beautiful face to the people. Makabel, he receives them. The diuk is Makabel, although he doesn't go into the, he actually emphasizes the Makabel, level number 1. He receives them. That corresponds to the first level of love. That's a loving response by the king, which arouses a loving response by the people, level 1. And then the next description is Umar Ponim Shoichakos. The king shows a laughing, delightful face to the people. So that's the higher love, Ava Rabba. And then the Marshal concludes, he goes back to the Heichel Malchusay, that's Yir Ilah. They all follow him back to the palace. That's Rosh Hashanah. That's the higher fear, the higher awe, and that's the 4 dargis. We mentioned yesterday, B'derech Ershe, a parallel in marriage to these 4 levels. So the first thing begins with really fear. Before you even go out, what's prompting you to go out? You're nervous before you go on the first date, okay? Maybe. Even if you're not nervous, the fear is basically, you don't know this person, so why are you going out there? You don't want to be alone. But you start the whole process. Because you know that if you don't get married, you know what's going to be from you. You're going to be alone, children, no one to make you your laundry. I'm being tongue-in-cheek. But whatever it is, it's really just a fear, not about quaking in your boots, but there's nothing positive because you haven't met the person. That's what prompts you to go out. Then when you meet at the first level of love, why are you marrying her? Because you love the way she makes you feel. So that's selfish love. That's the lower love. That's why you decided on her. And then after the chuppah, it's a complete transition. Where I love you is I love you because of you. I believe in you, and it's a privilege to serve you and fulfill your need. And I enjoy that. And then the highest level is complete bittul, Yira Ilah, where you make space for her because of her. And that's the highest level. Respect, deep respect, is higher than the highest love. Because the highest love is about self. Still, I love serving you, but I love serving you. But respect, at its highest level, is completely about the other. So that's the parallel here. That's Rosh Hashanah, that's the shofar of Rosh Hashanah, That's the fourth level, going to the Heichal Malchusay. Oisvav, okay? Now we come to the heart of the Maimon, the big Kiddush of the Maimon. So typical of the Rebbe to lay the essence bare and everything gets turned around or illuminated revolutionary and fundamentally. It's going to change your Elul, my friends. It's going to change your Rosh Hashanah and your Kippur. Let's go. Oizvav. But first, small gulps of coffee. Even those we just pointed out in the levels of Yira, of all fear, as we explained, the fear of Elul is much lower than the fear, the awe, the incredible awe of Rosh Hashanah being in the just a detail here that we learned earlier in the Maimon. There's two aspects to that Yira. There's just being in the time, in the moment, in the Heichal Malchusay, and that induces this tremendous awe of the king, being in the king's palace. But we explained that it's not enough. It has to be the mitzvah of Tkiyah Shofar, because that's the commandment that issues forth from the king is what connects us to his essence. The Heichal Malchusay is still somewhat the aura of the king, and it is an extraordinary one and an awe-inspiring one, this aura. That's the day of Rosh Hashanah, the day of Gilui Malchusay Yisbarach. But the mitzvah of Tkiyah Shofar, way beyond at this point, the mitzvah of the Shofar of Elul, which is Yirat Torah, which is only a minig. That's what makes that real connection. That's just a detail within the palace. It's the mitzvah that connects us to his very being. So now going back, contrasting that to how the whole process began, they're worlds apart. The Yira de Elul, Yirat Torah. So the Yira of Elul, which is the Shofar of Elul going out to the field, is Yirat Torah. By Yira de Rosh Hashanah, Yira Yilah. But the Yira of Rosh Hashanah, this is this lofty, from kind of fear to this awe and absolute bittul. In the words of the Maimon earlier, the first bittul Ayesh, the second one was bittul b'mitzias, and they're worlds apart. Self beyond self. Because now comes the big news, dear friends. Yesh Maile by Yidid Elul, Yidid Rosh Hashanah. There's a Maile Gewalt on the Yidid of Elul over Rosh Hashanah. Because the fear and awe of Rosh Hashanah, the bittul, the wonders, even as we said before, it's a time when God reveals his majesty. Who's not stirred? You're in the palace, and you got a mitzvah to blow the shofar. That you're in awe, that's not surprising. In the face of such awesome revelation, you're in awe and complete bittul, complete wonders. The kibbutz shekol kamekelo chashiv, since before everything before him is as at naught. For kol shekam yoser, and the closer yoser koloi is more less, is more nothing, is more nullified, is more unified. And now this is extraordinary closeness. The fact that a Jew is experiencing this absolute oneness and surrendered to Hashem at the time of Rosh Hashanah, when they're in the king's palace, it's not so novel. Now, I don't know why the Rebbe doesn't add what he said earlier. And the additional deep, essential level achieved through the mitzvah of shofar blowing. I guess he means it in general, just doesn't identify it. Akoponim, this is nothing novel here, nothing surprising. In square brackets, like the bittul of Atzilus, Shem Bezech Yiddush. It's not such a big news. Look at Hara 31. See, look at the Torah. We actually have to revisit all the Haras, but anyway, we'll do this one now. V'sham, and there he says in the Kotel Torah, and also in Tafresh Paras, Pei Aleph. Made reference to later now, Maimon. V'sham, there he says as follows: Ikra Tainag Shashuim Shalamayla. God's primary delight, Shashuim means in Yiddish, tzatzke, to take delight in. Shalamayla is bebitl hayesh the biyah, when biyah surrenders and is connected. It's novel because in biyah is already the choice of ignoring God, and you don't. That's appreciated. Whereas Atzilus, God's revealed there, then what else? Like he brings there the mashal of a bird that's taught how to speak, a parrot. So that used to be a big object of entertainment for the nobility, for the king, because of its novelty. The bird speaking. Likewise, the bittul of biyah and lower, that's novel because it could go the other way very easily or more naturally. Naturally, birds do not speak. So now it's talking, that's novel. That elicits delight. Back in the Maimon, that is about Tilis Gufa and not Tilis itself. And Mekivan, why is it not a Chiddush and Tilis? Going back, Shmatzilus made a Gilu Erin Sof, and Tilis Erin Sof is revealed. So of course it's bottled. That is about Tilis Gufa and not Tilis itself. Shat Bittel Shabisvidis HaChochma. The bittul that is expressed in the level of Chachma, the first of the 10 tzvidas, which we talked about this in the previous Maimer, the 3 dargas, Chachma, Bin, and Keser. Shebo Ikara bittul, Chachma is the primary bittul. That too is Ein Chiddush. The Shebo Chachma, he quotes in the Alter Rebbe for the Agah in Perek Lamed Hey, famous words. What's Chachma says? He's quoting it from the Mekabalim there. Why is the first tzvida? Because in Chachma is Chachma is the keli for the revelation of the truth. It's complete bittul that he is alone the reality, and there's no other. Where is that experienced? In Chachma, because that's where the Ein Sof is revealed. And connecting to the previous Maimon, Bekoshke bittul the Keser, and going higher for sure. There's no chiddush the bittul of Keser. About Keser, the Zohar says as follows: quote. Even though Keser is a pure light, it's dark compared to the cause of all causes, which is a shocking statement. What does it mean it's dark? It sounds like it's some kind of deficiency. Explains the Rebbe, no, the Zohar means to bring out the Maila of Keser. The Pirush Ukum, dark here means Shekeser bebittel. It doesn't look at me, I'm illuminating and expressing the divine truth. It's dark, it's silent, in other words. That's what darkness means, complete silence in the face of Hashem, because God's so powerfully revealed there. And in brackets, in the Gavoya Neged, like the color dark doesn't assert itself like the color white. It looks recessed. It looks recessed, non-assertive, non-expressive. So dark, Yeshiv, Yoshes Choshech Sisrei, right? Pasuk can tell him. His secret dwells, he dwells in secrecy, in darkness. That same idea, that means a level of complete bittul, and all there is the essence. So all of this is no chiddush l'gabei Ein Sof. So Keser is dark l'gabei Ein Sof shalamayim b'Keser. In the face of the very essence, the Ein Sof ilis the cause of all causes. So that Keser is bottled, silent there. Shein zeh chiddush. Given Keser masik, because Keser grasps and realizes and appreciates shu be'ein naroich, that's completely incomparable, as lofty as the Keser is. It's incomparable l'gabei Ein Sof compared to the true infinite one. So all to say, Atzilus, the Chacham, and the Keser, it's all a mashal for Rosh Hashanah. Rosh Hashanah, a Jew comes to shul, well, doesn't come to shul, but there is this element of bittul, a deep element of bittul, particularly he's gone through the Avodah. It's not such a big chiddush, it's Rosh Hashanah. God's revealing, it's Judgment Day, and God's revealed in all of his splendor. So that Yireh Ilah, as lofty as it is, this lofty bittul, this ultimate wonders, it's not novel. It's kind of a natural consequence of the day. Whereas it comes to big chiddush, the bittul the elul, But the Yid of Elul, that the Yid goes out to greet the king, there's not an awe-inspiring time. The days remain ordinary weekdays. The king's in the field. Sha'az in brackets, ein Yid geshak gadlus, whatever, where we don't feel his greatness and his exaltedness. So why are you going? What's pulling you? And still the Yid comes out and he blows the shofar and he goes out and he wants to reconnect. He leaves his comfort zone. He gives himself a shadar, gewalt elul, and it's time to accept Kabbalah's oil, time to renew Kabbalah's oil, which means basically the whole relationship from the foundation. Not only does he have this sense, there's not a commandment, but he didn't blow the shofar to stir even deeper this self-induced yira and chadad and trembling. In brackets, that he wants this sense that, it's got to be different. It's time to reconnect, time to re-examine. So for that to be complete and whole, he stirs it further with the blowing of the shofar. And no one asks you to do this. This is no commandment. There's no kitshon of the mitzvah. It's a minhag. In fact, in some communities, they only blow Rosh Chodesh and not even the rest of the month. Because Rosh Chodesh is the ikr going out to the field. We'll see later more details. In a bittul zeh, so this bittul, the bittul of Elul, can you hear me, guys? Yeah? Yeah? In bittul zeh, it's a chorus in the background there, joining. And the Abshar bittul ayesh, even though it's a bittul ayesh, meaning to say the whole thing is starting with me. I got to be different. I got to connect. What's going on? It's not because he's in awe of the king. There's no revelation, not bittul b'mitzias. He's not silent like Kesed in absolute oneness and unity. He's in his weekday clothes. It's no yontif and no yontif air about any of this. It's just that the tenuah of going to make a change, got to re-examine. And where's it coming from? Not pulled from you, not induced. It's not an awesome time. Melech b'sodeh. And yet a Yid is stood this way. Look at the words of the Maimer. Yokor ma'oid be'eina avaya is very precious in the eyes of Hashem. What does it say in 36? Yeah. Look at it. It's from Peiches. And it's explaining the pasuk in Tehillim, which you say in Hallel, Yokor be'eina Hashem, precious in the eyes of God. Hamosel ha'chasidov. So there he says, the Lamaila above Yokar v'chaviv ma'oid, Hamosel ha'chasidov, the pious to give up their lives. That's Mesiras Nefesh. So very precious. Yokar precious and chaviv means, well, Yokar is dear, literally, and chaviv precious. Ma'oid very much. Hamisa, the death means doesn't God will not die, but means it means bittul, killing the taiva by not giving into it. Bittul. Chasidim, his pious ones do, but Nefesh Habamis, in struggling with their own Nefesh Habamis and not giving in to Nefesh Habamis.
Chasidim.
Because the pasuk is Chasidim. The pasuk says Chasidim. Yokar b'nei Hashem hamosel Chasidim.
We're speaking about what the Frierdiker Rebbe says.
Chasidim here does not mean Chasidim Chabad. It means Jews.
Yeah,
Liyosech Kiddush Dova, because I'm saying that's the pasuk says Chasidim, because that is a Kiddush. That's piety. That's being a chassid. He's saying that's what a chassid means. He's not giving in to your taiva. Whatever that happens to be, starting with laziness, which is actually the biggest taiva of all. The most indulgent. On the surface, it's quiet. He's just not doing anything. It just doesn't show up. Shloft, bebemis is the biggest taiva. Anyway, so let's go further back to the Maimer. just about laziness. It's such a big taiva, because it's pure yeshus. It's just pure yeshus. It's more than I'm enjoying this moment. It's deeper than he's not even aware I'm enjoying. It's just pure yeshus. Couldn't be bothered. Just completely locked in self. It's an atzmis diki yeshus. Whereas the others that are active, fire, it is you say the offer, Tanya, right? The 4 elements that give rise to the different dimensions of Nefesh Abamis. So it's worse than lust and anger and all the other things he says there. Taivas, Mayim. Okay. That's not okay. That's the point we're saying here. Going out to the field, like picking up, getting off the tush, and let's examine my life and let's do something. That's like the first step. That's really overcoming laziness and resistance. And the Shabbamis' biggest ploy, which is, what's the difference? You're not going to change anyway. You tried, you failed. Don't even start. Don't even start. That's the Nefesh Abamis' strongest weapon. Don't even start. So going out to the field, it's like getting up, that's making that move, Kabbalah Sale, that's the foundation. He's saying that's Elul, the way that's high, as you explained further now, than everything else which follows, including being so what's going on, friends? When I see the end of the Maimer, conventionally, before this Maimer, we're progressing, as the Maimer itself said, the lower fear, lower love, higher all. The whole Maimer is going to say is, no, it's not. That's not what's going on. It's Elul's the essential connection, and the whole rest of Elul and Rosh Hashanah and Kippur is to reveal that. To reveal the essential connection that we really express in the Kabbalah's oil of going out to the field in an overtly uninspiring time. That's where the real connection is forged, and all we're doing is developing and revealing it. It's really happening now, the essence. Rosh Hashanah feeds off, was the consequence or the expression of the essential bond that we forge now. That's the condition of this Maimer. The essence is now. The Shofar of Elul is even higher than the Shofar of Rosh Hashanah. That's where he's going now, right? Let's continue. Where are we up to?
36.
What?
Number 36.
36. Yeah. Now the pleasure that the king has, which Alter describes in the field, that the Tainug is expressed in what a Yid has come out to greet him. The Tainug the Eibishter has that we pick up and go to receive L'Kabel Pondav. And in brackets, Kabbalah's Malchus Yisborach. This is basic, just I'm a Jew, Kabbalah's oil, I've got to start doing something. So the time that the king has b'yosef b'sada, when he's in the field, mitoisef oid yosef bazeh. So this tainuk is added to possession mekabel es kulm b'sev upon him yofos amar upon shechakis l'kulov. Again, through the tainuk that the king has from a yid going out to greet him, mitoisef oid yosef bazeh. So the king adds to his tainug in showing his pleasant, beautiful face and laughing face. Okay. Number one. So the tainug intensifies. He's saying there's the etzim tainug before the king even shows anything within, but the tainug is magnified, intensified, and he shows it. Credits to the pshat. Day at tainug. Mitoisef and Yosef is 100% clear, but seems that's a pshat. So
he reciprocates by
But the fact what's going on, we know. But what exactly does he mean? That deal. Through the tainug, there's added even more that is. What did he say? Why doesn't he just not say simply? And then he shows his delight to them.
He's saying it's even more. He has pleasure, but the fact that they're making a move triggers it even larger.
Triggers the move in him.
He didn't have to say al yadei. He had to say none of these have the tainug. He shows it to them. There's a diak and some al yadei in it. That's just throwing me a bit. Okay, maybe I don't know.
It's not passive. It's not passive.
So
the melech is active as well.
Good. So just say that, and moreover, not that the king have tainug, but he shows it to them. Finished. Not al yadei. Just say he has tainug from the Kabbalah's oil of the Yidden and shows it to them. Could say it a lot simpler. There's some diak a little bit. I have to think about it further. And furthermore, that adds that Mailish by Yideva Bittel, the Elul Lagabe Yideva Bittel the Rosh Hashanah. Now the Maila, which we're saying now, of the Kabbalah's oil and Bittel of Elul over Rosh Hashanah, because it's a Chiddush. Say it's not just because it's novel. Now comes the big news. Not just because it's novel. The king's, it's not an inspiring time, and you've decided to pick up and come and connect. Beyond that, in the quality of the bittul, there's a mila. Now this is big news. The quality of the bittul of Elul is greater than the quality of the bittul Rosh Hashanah. Yeah. Why? That bittul shadei giloi, the bittul of Rosh Hashanah, it's a time of divine revelation, and therefore, given shabitul pnei shemakir umargish, the Jew feels, he recognizes and feels makir, he acknowledges, he recognizes and feels ha'ilui dagili, the greatness of the revelation of that's happening in the days of awe. Which is totally beyond him year round, and him. Here, tethered to Elam Hazah, this is the heavens are opening up. He's in the Heichal Malchusay, and because he feels it and acknowledges it, recognizes it. Therefore, so the bittul is connected to his recognition, him, his recognition. So someone recognizes it, appreciates more. His bittul is greater. You see that? So it's true, it's induced by the revelation, but that revelation is something that I appreciate. So it's still connected to my appreciation of the time, of the place that I'm in. I'm going to explain this further. But the true bittul, the Kabbalah's oil, I don't feel anything, but I got to be there. So can I ever, like the simple servant, because he has the yoke. I'm a servant of the king. I've got to do what the king wants. The bittul of Elul is, hey, I'm Jewish. I got to do something. This will be explained further. The bittul of Elul, I'm going to say it in one word now so that you get the Nakuda, and we'll expound and we'll tell the story. The bittul of Elul expresses is, I am a Yid. The bittul of Rosh Hashanah is, I'm inspired by this. I'm in awe of God. So the connection, Rosh Hashanah, is the awe. God, and the awesome time, the mitzvah of Shofar, the awesome time, that connects me. But the bittul of Elul, like, why are you coming? Because I'm Jewish. I am not feeling anything. And the I am Jewish, as the Maimon will say, is deeper than Rosh Hashanah and even the mitzvah of Shofar. To use, maybe I'm going ahead, but just to help us understand further, to use the analogy that I gave, Yesh Loimar, So why are you going out to date? Because he's afraid to be alone. So you be alone. So what? You've got a nice business going. It's an scenario. He's Bachim today, many Bachim work, and some of them are quite successful. So you can afford help. You can afford someone to launder your clothing and to order it every night. So you be alone. Why you here? What's prompting all this? Answer: because there's a deep sense that I am incomplete without my soulmate. I fundamentally am not me without whoever she's going to be. That this one person, there's only one. That's much deeper than the first love. I love the way that we feel, the higher love, the higher year. That is essential. Kind of clear? This will be explained further. Just giving a bit of an outline, which we'll elaborate, God willing, in the Maamar will, and explain the meaning of the Tkiyah Shofar, etc. Okay.